Hey guys, welcome back. It's me. For today's video, I'm going to be here talking with the amazing person that I have with me today about their connection to nature and different qualities of the city. As always, thank you so much for your time tuning in for today's video. Hey, what's your name?
Lockie.
Nice to meet you, Lockie. You have a highlight of the day or the week?
Either going on break or going to the beach on the weekend.
Do you feel like you're connected to nature or the city more?
I definitely say nature more. I work, I guess you could say the city, and spending so much time there, I do love to get out and about opposed to being around buildings and work.
When was the last time you spent a full day in nature or away from technology?
Would have been when I was back in school on camp. That would have been it probably. I don't really classify going to the beach with music and stuff being away from technology.
Do you think you should spend less time on technology?
I think I definitely should. I think everyone should. I think the world that we're in, it's hard to, and it's getting harder to, but I definitely need to get better at it.
How often do you find yourself spending time outdoors?
I try to do both days on the weekend. Obviously, working in an office, it's enjoyable to get out on the weekend, and me and my missus try to make a conscious effort to get out and do stuff if we're not working. So,
what do you think the average person living in a city knows about nature?
Not very much, to be honest. I grew up, I guess you could say, in the city, and I don't know much about nature, and I should probably do some more research on that. The average person probably doesn't know too much.
Yeah. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the noise of or the busyness of the city?
Definitely. I think combining what you've been talking about, technology, buildings, everyone sort of having to be somewhere on specific time and not getting time to themselves, I think everybody gets a bit overwhelmed if you spend too long in the city.
Do you feel overwhelmed in the city?
Sometimes. I think you can get a bit burnt out if you spend too long in here. I think the past couple of weeks when it's been raining and you can't really go outside as much, I think you definitely do get a bit pent up in the city, but I think it's just a balance.
Do you think spending time in nature improves mental health?
Oh, definitely. When you get trapped in just routine, it is very tough to escape your own thoughts. And I think getting out, just sunlight, nature, fresh air, spending time away from technology and sometimes other people is really good for your mental health.
How important do you think it is to reserve natural spaces as cities grow?
I think it's very important. I think councils probably need to look at preserving more space and dedicating more space to parks, outdoor space and just communal space that's up to a good standard for locals. And I think it's also good to encourage tourists and people that want to come to our country and our city.
Are you worried about the loss of nature due to urbanization?
Yeah, to an extent. I think Gold Coast is fortunate that we benefit from tourism and have a growing population, but I think at the end of it, you do have to a good amount of space for nature and for parks and stuff, so I think it is very important.
Do you think technology is replacing the need for nature activities such as hikes or nature walks?
I think to an extent. I think it's on your upbringing and your parents. I think parents have a big part in it. I think on how you're brought up, you spend enough time outside and you enjoy spending time outside, you sort of need to keep going back to it regardless of technology.
Do you think future generations will be more disconnected to nature because of technology?
100%. I think we're seeing a lot of young people have a phone, computer, iPad age than what we're used to seeing, and I think it's probably hurting younger generation in a sense. So again, I think it's up to parents to sort of that nature and keep their kids outdoors opposed to coming inside.
Have you ever tried growing your own food or plants in the city?
Actually did have a little outdoor plant box. I lived with my parents. We had that for a bit. Probably going pretty good for about 6 months. Had a bunch of veggies and stuff in there. And then, just a bit tough when you get stuff getting in there to keep it 100% healthy. But yeah, we have tried.
Do you think the government should do more to protect nature in cities as they grow?
I think the government dedicates a good amount of space, but I think they can dedicate more. I also think that if there's space there, then they need to make sure that they're preserving it and keeping it up to a good standard.
As always, like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content like this. Peace!